this is hilarious.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is, I believe, a Russian girl in Guangzhou.
Russian model. Yeah.
Okay, she's a Russian model. Now, we've all seen the chaos surrounding the zero COVID thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I don't understand why she hasn't been arrested and deported for this.
She
by the
probably
way. She
will
probably
get
has
arrested,
been.
yeah.
But just take a look at what she did. Okay. Can you just think, what is the scariest thing for a Chinese person?
Well, because of the government, it would be a red QR code.
Oh, really? Let's take a look. What does she do?
Like this.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's like asking for help from a baoan and then shows him the red QR code. He literally runs away. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Pause.
Yeah.
Go back to that. Now, I want to preface this. It would be mean-spirited to do that, but I think that it was fake. It was just a picture of a red QR code.
Yeah, it's not a real QR code. She's showing a photo of a red QR code.
Because there would be a lockdown.
But it shows you how afraid people are of the zero COVID policy because
Yes.
it literally means you'll go to jail.
Yes.
So take a look. She shows to this. She's asking help. She's asking help from this security guard, Baoan, whatever he is over here.
Yeah.
He sees it, and what happens?
He
He literally runs away. I honestly think that if there's a massive crowd of Chinese people right now in China and probably even abroad,
could
if you
part
have
the Red
if
Sea.
you have a red QR code on your phone and you hold it up, you'll be like
Just
Moses.
Like Moses.
It
could
shows you
Moses them.
how much fear the government has instilled in everyone.
That's by design, right?
Yeah. But that really proves a point.
Yeah.
Mean-spirited or not. And I'm pretty sure she's going to get into a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
If she hasn't already.
It's super mean, and actually I feel bad for the people, and I don't blame the people, by
No,
the way. Anyone would have
but
the
it proves
reaction
a point.
It does prove a point.
It definitely proves a point because, like, you can see, like, these uncles, they're like all about helping this pretty foreigner.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Someone
like,
said she's using the leg filter, but for real.
yeah, like she brings it up on her phone. This dude's like, he's all helping her and stuff. Then she brings it up on her phone, and it's like, yeah, let's just watch that again quickly, just to prove that point. Just drive it home. It's like he's all cool. She's like, oh yeah, what's this, by the way?
Yeah, no,
Bam.
nothing wrong
Oh
with
no,
his
and it's like,
reaction.
oh no, of course. But he's like, holy shit, I'm out of here.
Right.
You really ruin a person's day.
You really, really could, because you think your code's going to go red.
Yeah, now
and it
you
could
think
really
you're
F you
screwed.
up,
Oh yeah.
But that's why it's kind of a social experiment in a way.
It's a prank. I hate prank stuff, but you know what? I kind of appreciate the point that this is making. You know what I
It
mean?
shows the absolute fear
Yeah.
caused
Fear
by the
of the government. Oh yeah. Now, by the way, how are those COVID tests working out?
Let's have a look. So everyone knows that you got to do mass COVID testing daily in some places.
Yeah.
In China, it's mandated.
Sometimes twice a day.
Sometimes twice a day. So let's see how effective these are. I want you to look at this worker. He's a health worker, healthcare worker, giving the COVID test. Let's
Yeah.
have a look.
乗るね。シャンイディオ。まあまあ、
Go back to that real quick. I just want to point out some key features here.
Okay.
This pandemic worker that is doing the COVID test
Yeah.
is smoking a cigarette
Yes.
without his mask on
Yes.
and then sneezes on the COVID
He
test
sneezes on it.
while he's
シャン
smoking.
イディオ。
Yeah. There he goes. Like,
まあまあ
You guys, remember I said that the zero COVID thing's not working in China, but the top of the government is telling the world that the whole world is doomed and failed because only China cares about its populace enough and to implement such a strict policy.
Yes.
This is typical. We call it 差不多, which means half-ass. So they're doing this top-down bullshit. They're doing this ridiculous policy, but
Yeah.
they're not really, are they?
no,
You
it's
know?
just a bunch of crap. You know, we've seen and we've shown on the show many times how they're just faking it. Like that woman who's
Yeah.
just swabbing herself over
She
and over.
swabbed herself
'Cause-
or swabbed something.
Yeah, because you know the thing is they've got quotas that have
Yeah.
to be met.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a whole bunch of bullshit. And of course now it's 1.3% of China's GDP is COVID testing.
GDP is COVID
Yes.
testing.
So of course they're going to continue it because it's generating
Yes.
money.
Billions.
You know, it's,
Billions.
and creating massive amounts of waste.
You guys want to see what a stream farm looks like? So, a lot of you
Yeah.
are asking me, hey, why whenever I turn on TikTok or freaking Instagram or whatever, any app, right?
Yeah.
Shorts, live, any live thing, why do I see a random Chinese girl just doing stuff? trying on clothes, singing songs, eating out of a hot pot. Why do I see this everywhere? I'm not in China, right?
Sure.
Why am I seeing this everywhere? And it's because this is what a stream farm looks like. This woman here will be live streaming. Let's say she's selling cheapaos, like the thing she's wearing, right? The dress. What she'll do is she'll have 400 accounts on different things. So she'll have different usernames. She'll have different apps all on these things.
So she'll be on like Facebook and TikTok and Douyin and YouTube and every single thing all at once.
In this, again, China blocks all these apps. Blocks Facebook, blocks YouTube, blocks American TikTok, all these things, right?
Yeah.
But do you know why they allow it? Because it's market penetration, simply to allow China's image to get out there. So if someone's already been okayed in China, you're allowed.
They go through those MCNs.
They do. They go through MCNs. You use your ID.
Yeah, we discussed it last week.
Right? It's state-run.
Yeah.
So once you've been okayed by the states, it's for you to go penetrate the market and spread soft power for the Chinese government on these apps. So if you see... I hate to say this again. It's not to like rain down on anyone's parade, but if you see girls teaching Chinese from China, if you see them teaching about tea or selling products or teaching about Chinese culture or something, they are the Chinese government.
Yeah, they have been okayed by the state because it's
State-run
banned
enterprise,
and blocked. You may not, as a Chinese citizen, have a Facebook account. No. You may not have a Twitter account. You may not have a YouTube page because that stuff is officially banned and blocked by your own government in China. So if you're on any of these media things, it's because you've been approved by the Chinese government.
Yeah, if you want to see more in depth, definitely check out our last episode, episode 135. We covered that in depth, and we found it actually with help of ASPI in Australia. They managed to really get deep and figure out who was running these accounts.
And it turns out it affected us.
Party of China.
And it affected us. Like we actually got them trying to censor us, these MCNs. Anyway, I just want you to look at the absurd amount of phones there. And I want you to understand that this is how things operate in China. Everything's turned up to 11. So when you see the illegal fishing in the seas, it's this kind of deal. It's just like do it as much as possible. Who cares about the consequences? Just overdo it, basically. It's always overkill. And that, again, using one woman to sell whatever it is or do whatever she's doing and spreading it out.
It doesn't have to be live.
No.
It can just be a smear, like throwing it out there,
Yeah, but whatever it is, that is a fire hazard.
That is a huge fire hazard. Yeah.
Okay.
This is funny.
This is funny. Yeah, explain what happened here.
So there is this live streamer. Now, keep in mind, the Chinese government stance is to support Putin and to support Russia.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. They are China's Kremlin bots, basically, because they're let's say temporary allies right at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Anti-West, right? Mm-hmm. So you have tons of Chinese live streamers and military analysts and all this stuff that will go out there and live stream in Chinese and say, oh, we love Russia, we love Putin. Look at the advancements the Russian military made in Ukraine. They'll do daily reports about how Russia blew up this or that, blah, 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 to promote Russia.
Yeah.
Right? It's in China's best interest that their populace supports Russia right now.
Yes.
So one of these guys was getting real butthurt, and he was like, I swear to God, if Ukrainian forces, because it looked like they were going to take Kherson back from Russia, if they take it back from Russia, then I'll eat shit from a pot on camera live, right?
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, dude, Ukraine just took back Kherson.
Yeah.
Where's the, shit eating? You gotta eat some shit now.
Yep.
And he just bailed. Like everyone's looking for him now. They're like, you gotta eat the shit, dude.
He's like completely not. He's like hiding now. He doesn't want to eat shit.
You know what the official excuse is, though, is that Ukraine didn't take back Kherson. It was NATO and U.S. So that doesn't count.
Oh, really?
Because it wasn't Ukraine by itself.
Oh, I see. I see. That's a convenient excuse. We all know that beauty filters are a thing in China, and lengthening legs is a big part of that. Okay. And you can just see the effects that it has on people over here. You lengthen your leg, but it's ridiculous. I don't understand why people just defy reality like this.
It's gotten to a point where if in China you're not using a filter, it's almost weird. It's like weird.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, you don't have a filter on? What
no,
the heck? It comes at default on.
Well, remember, what was it? 6-7 years ago when I bought that the Oppo phone. It was by default. You couldn't turn it off. Like you had to go through your settings, and every time you took a photo, you couldn't turn it off permanently. By default, it would have a beauty filter, and it would make me look like Snow White.
It did. You looked like a bearded Snow White.
It was awful.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah, it makes people like bleached.
Yeah, and it like smooths out your skin and
Yeah.
gives you rosy cheeks and
Yeah.
bigger eyes. I was like,
Yeah.
I look like a freaking alien.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just kind of funny to see how that all works out over there.
Yeah, poor dude and the dog. Poor dog.
You know, there's a darker side to this lengthy leg thing in China, and that is when people submit resumes, right?
Yeah.
If you're hiring, you can specify, it's very discriminatory. You can specify height,
Yep.
weight, looks, all of that kind of
Yep.
stuff. So you can put out an advert in the paper saying, we want a secretary, but she must be, 1.6 meters tall or whatever it is, just
Yeah.
pick a 5'9", okay,
Yeah.
6 or 6 foot. And five, let's say for Chinese, we'll say 5'7".
Okay.
Okay, it must be 5'7", must be pretty, must be thin,
Yeah.
can't weigh more than 48 kilograms.
Right.
You can put that on a resume. It's not illegal. There's no discrimination laws in China. And so you would get a situation where a lot of girls who just couldn't meet the height requirement were getting leg lengthening surgery, which
Yeah.
is this awful thing they do in China where they actually break your leg. They put you in this clinic or whatever for 6 months or something, and they break your leg, and then they put, I don't know, what would you say, like splints, like
Yes.
a cast,
Yeah.
like metal pins and stuff.
Yeah.
And they basically hold the bones just a little bit away from
Yeah.
each other, so the new bone grows in between.
Yep.
So it lengthens the bone, and then they'll do it again to
Yep.
make a longer leg. That's not going to be good for you.
I actually did a whole video called China's Dangerous Sexy Beauty Standards.
Yeah,
Check it out.
yeah.
I did a whole
Anyway,
coverage on that.
just thought I'd throw that macabre crap in there.